Hello everyone, this is Suzanne at The Gospel Truth. Welcome back. I didn't make it on yesterday. The day got away from me and I was experiencing some pain levels that I was dealing with. Had to go out and do errands in spite of it. And when that happens, it just wears me out. But today's not too bad so far. I was able to wash my hair this morning. It really needed it badly. It feels so nice now. And as you can see, I'm letting it grow out. Figured I'd see what I look like as an old lady with gray hair. Well, I'm an old lady with lighter hair down here, but this is my younger days and this is my older days. All right, we are back in our book, Master Powder and the Mountain of Fire. And yesterday, when we left off in chapter 25, the priest unveiled. There was Pastor Beguiler. There was Enchanter, the chief of police. There was Madame False Destiny, Master Craftsman. They were all kind of bragging a little bit. And, oh, wow, we did it. We did it now, but we still want Forsaken. So that will be the ultimate prize for them if they can draw Forsaken back into sin and a life that was horrible for her. But Forsaken has remained true, and Forsaken's name is now Beloved that the Master Potter gave her. And she's holding fast. She's not moving 1 inch. That's a great example for us too, isn't it? All right, we're going to jump right in here to chapter 26. Death is summoned. Satan prepares to hold court with his generals high above the cavern of ancient mystery. His strategic leaders from Comfort Cove are ushered forward and given front row seats. Pastor Compromise, the chief of police, Mayor Lecherous, and Madame False Destiny join Pastor Beguiler, who retired to the seashore from Deeper Life Commune. So here are all these leaders of the sinful community, and Satan is going to hold court with them. And they're given the best front row seats. Oftentimes, when Satan has you in his wrath, he'll give you front row seats. He'll give you money. He'll give you wealth, fame, fortune, anything to pull you away from Christ and keep you away from Christ. And that's why we have to watch out for those demons around us that want to pull us into that type of stuff. Because that's all temporary, isn't it? It isn't lasting. They may have the fruits of their labor on earth and enjoy all that, but the price of eternity that they're going to have to pay in the end is just not worth it. Farther back in the ranks, fear of man, religious ritual, and law and order exchange blows, fighting each other for better seats. Each one is grateful they aren't the ones being summoned to trial. Master Craftsman appears out of a yellow-green sulfur smoke and waits for Satan to appear. An ominous black portal opens from the second heavens, and Satan's thunderous voice shatters the atmosphere. Horrifying stench precedes this vile being's descent to earth. The mountain quakes under the force of his fury, and Master Craftsman braces himself to keep from falling. Chills run up his back, striking terror in his heart. Struggling to maintain his composure, he quickly changes to vapor and takes his true form, Death. Now, see, that's one thing we've got going for us. We don't have to be scared of the Master Powder, do we? He loves us. He only wants what's best for us. He will never harm us or betray us or lead us astray. And we can, even when we do stray away, He will welcome us back with open arms and gives us that chance to repent and always have a fresh start. Because God knows our hearts and knows our minds. And here, Master Craftsman is, terrified at the appearing of Satan. They all are. Satan coldly smiles. Well, brother, what have you been up to? Death defense. I've just initiated hundreds of new converts They bowed low to your image, most worshipful master. I'm so pleased I'm here to give you the good news in person. We should have the final count soon. Sadistic laughter breaks out in the court as the demonic jury snickers over the anguish this must have inflicted in the heart of Master Potter. Satan is not amused and continues to stare at death through evil, piercing eyes. Erupting in murderous contempt, he bellows, "Do you really believe you can fool me? Are you so stupid to think I don't know what you're up to? Tell me again whose image they worshipped." Nervously groveling, Death stammers, "Oh, most worshipful master, may I explain? This was only the beginning. These weak and sniveling vessels are not sufficiently initiated into the deeper mysteries. We must wait before we reveal your magnificent splendor. Even my image was a disguise as master craftsman. We must take them slowly, step by step, or they may run back to Master Potter." Hearing the name of his archenemy, Satan vomits a fiery blast of sulfur and brimstone. "That sculpture of you is blasphemous. I'm the only one worthy of worship. Get rid of it." Law and Order nudges religious ritual next to him as they try to anticipate what Death will say next. He's got him now. "Oh, great architect of the universe, builder and designer of all that exists, we could get rid of the sculpture, but hear me. This is only the initial stage of their spiritual demise. Soon they will be ready to journey into the deeper caverns to the inner sanctum. There you will be revealed in your true image, and they will adore and worship you forever." You failed. Satan thunders, "Not only do you erect images of yourself and steal my worship, but you fail in your assignment to capture Forsaken's heart. She still gives herself to him freely, and now she has her daughter back." Beloved's face materializes before Death, reminding him of his failure to enslave her for his master. Slamming him against the wall, Satan growls, "You remember the wager I made with the Godhead for Forsaken's affections? You have one more chance to persuade her to be my prophetic voice. She could bring thousands into my kingdom." Death tries to conceal his fear. "If she will not serve you, then I'll just drag her bloody carcass here as your eternal trophy. No, I don't want to take her out. I want to win her affections. I want the Godhead to see this precious bride betray them. I want to thrust the knife in the Trinity's heart." Morbid excitement pulses through Satan's blood as he formulates his next diabolical plans for her capture. "I don't want Forsaken dead, but promiscuous is a different story. Forsaken would renounce Master Potter. She would become his enemy if she loses her precious daughter." He burst into mechanical laughter again. A dark, prophetic vision of the earthly realm appears, showing the pottery wagons at the base camp. "They're tired, cold, and vulnerable. Now's the time to attack. Remember, the daughter is the key to Forsaken's heart." Satan may very well attack our loved ones in an attempt to draw us away from Christ. He'll go to any length to get what he wants. That's why I want to go back again to the armor of God. We must wear it daily. We must never take it off, lay it aside for any reason. And we have to look up scriptures on trust, faith, hope, love, and keep those forever in the forefront of our mind. And yes, even if Satan causes the demise of one of our loved ones through sickness, bad fortune, there are many ways Satan can draw people away. But no matter what we face, we got to remain strong in the Lord and know that God has a purpose. And God will never forsake us. And yes, it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, not knowing why. I don't understand. And again, what does that go back to? Trust. Trusting in the Lord with every inch of our life, with every inch of our children's lives, of our grandchildren's life. And we hope that our children and grandchildren will find the way to the Lord and become strong Christians in the faith and not follow this new age and everybody does what right is in their own eyes and we're not to judge and blah, 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 blah. We better judge. The Bereans went to the scriptures daily to see if the things that were going around them were true. That's not judging. That's going to scripture and seeing what the Lord has said. That's one of my pet peeves. You're judging. Judging would be if I came to your house and I judged you on the color of your walls, or I judged you on what kind of groceries you bought, or how you spent your money. And that's judging. But if I see you being a drunkard, leaning toward homosexuality, stealing, cheating, adultery, all that stuff, you best believe I'm going to say something. And saying, this is displeasing to the Lord. I'm just the messenger. And, of course, a lot of people come back and say, well, I don't believe in the Bible. And that's where you have to drop it. Because if they don't believe in the Bible, they're not going to care. Their way of life is going to depend on what measurement they use. And a lot of people use the measurement of self. Well, I did pretty good today. I'm a pretty good person. I went and helped my neighbor today, bought him groceries. I'm pretty nice. We're not supposed to brag about the good that we do. Oh, it makes me feel wonderful when I do good and when I help others. It's the best high in the world for me. But I don't make a list and remember it. A lot of times people say, oh, don't you remember when yada, yada, yada? I go, no. I do it and I forget it. All right. Excuse me. Let me see if I can get a drink of my tea here. I'm drinking peach tea, Bigelow tea. It's good, but it's hot. Okay, let's continue on. Chapter 27. The Long Night. The shrieking cries of demons fuel the howling winds blowing down from precarious paths. The strange Renaissance issues a fierce warning to anyone trying to advance that way. Snow drifts into steep banks against the wagons, leaving the mournful little vessels even more uncomfortable. Elder moves from wagon to wagon. We've got a dangerous day ahead of us. Finish your prayers, and then I want you all to get some sleep. Except you two, he says, winking at Purity and Beloved. I think I've got some catching up to do. The vessels joined together in little groups, grieving for their loved ones and petitioning Master Potter to save them. With great passion, the intercessors travail for those captured by the lies of Master Craftsman. After shedding many tears, the rest of the vessels fall into a fitful sleep. Captured by the lies of Master Craftsman. There it is in a nutshell. We are captured by his lies. The Bible says what? He's the father of lies. He's going to appear as an angel of light. He's a great deceiver. We have to be very vigilant in our scripture study, reading the Bible, getting all the education we can, and know the ways of the Lord. And when we do that, we're going to be able to remain strong in the Lord. And of course, they're crying, they're weeping tears, they're just heartbroken over their beloved ones that have believed the Master Craftsman's lies. The lost years. Purity and Beloved are huddled together under the itchy burlap blankets in the corner of the wagon. The hours pass quickly, and emotions come tumbling out, healing the pain of their long separation. Stroking her hair and holding her close, Beloved covers Purity with kisses. Now that we found each other, we'll never be apart. Taking Purity's tear-streaked face to her hands, she gazes into her eyes. Oh, how I love you. Mom, I've missed you so much. They told me you didn't love me and didn't want to see me again. Sometimes I believed them, and it would be so hard. I sneak out to the edge of the commune and plead for you to come back to me. Oh, Purity, I've been so afraid you'd never want to see me again. I was afraid you didn't understand what happened. Please forgive me for not being there for you. I always knew it wasn't your fault. You protected me that day they drove you out of camp. I've searched for you for such a long time. I'd all but given up finding you. One day in town, I was standing on the docks, just watching the tide, and I got invited to come to the Potter's house. Then I got put in this set. When I saw you, I was afraid you wouldn't want me in your life, and I guess I thought I'd hurt you before you could hurt me again. Not want you? My child, if you only knew how I longed for this day and the day I'd see your brother again. Oh, Mom, I don't know where Crusader is. They sent me away when I was 13 years old, and I'm glad they did. Supernatural protection. Grandpa began sneaking into my room at night and staring at me. I pretended to be asleep and prayed he would just go away. But one night he began touching me. Mom, I was so afraid, all I could do was call for Master Potter to help me. Beloved clenches her fist. I knew he was an evil man. It makes me sick just thinking of it. A new excitement enters Purity's voice. Calm down, Mom. Wait until I tell you what happened. When I called out Master Potter's name, it was as if some invisible force lifted Grandpa up and threw him across the room. You should have seen his face. He was really scared. He started to move back toward me and was thrown against the wall a second time. He was too afraid to touch me again. He left the room and they sent me away that night. Oh, Purity, I'm so sorry for you. You couldn't have known it, but I was abused as a little girl. Mom, I'm sorry. Thank you, sweetheart. But let me tell you the rest of the story. I had a terrible nightmare one night. First, I saw myself as a little girl being abused by my father, and then suddenly it changed to you and Grandpa Beguiler. I woke up terrified, and Holy Spirit urged me to pray. I went into deep travail and stayed there until I knew you were okay. I've never forgotten that night. Beloved looked sadly into her daughter's eyes. I'm certain it was the same night, and those were guardian angels protecting you. I'm so sorry I wasn't there to protect you. Can you ever forgive me? But you did protect me with your prayers. Oh, Mom, I waited so long to find you, and I was so afraid that you had died out there in the desert. All I wanted was to see you again. Of course I forgive you. Beloved embraces her tenderly, telling her, I'll do all I can to make up for those last years. If I could, I'd go back there and tell that evil man a thing or two. Grandpa's no longer there. And after Grandma died, I heard he retired to the seashore at Comfort Cove. Oh, Purity, what can I ever say to or do to make up for all you've been through? Mom, please don't worry. Master Potter has made up for all I will ever go through. He did the best thing a mom can do. You told me about him. A huge wave of love sweeps over Beloved as she hears the promise Master Potter made to her so many years ago come true. He has been faithful to heal her daughter and reunite them. She fingers the necklace again and offers a quick prayer of thanksgiving. The bitter, howling wind pours in under the tarps and causes the two women to snuggle closer together. Here, sweetheart, take more of this blanket, says Beloved, tucking it around her daughter. What's that noise? Asked Purity. It sounds like an injured animal, and it's very close by. Oh, Purity, laughs Beloved. That's Comrade snoring. Sounds of a wild animal. My husband sounds that way sometimes. Not too often, but usually I jostle him and say, turn over. All right, Crusader. What about Crusader? Does he hate me? He was so little. When I close my eyes, I can still see that lost, forlorn look on his face. I'm sure he didn't understand, and I knew they'd lied to him. It was pretty bad after you left. He hated father and grandmother for what they did to you and never forgave them for making me a servant. I would tell him what really happened whenever we were alone. When he got a little older, he saw right through them, and he despised their religious rules and refused to follow them. Your father, Enchanter, was always a charmer. He could convince anyone of anything. I guess I'm proof of that, Beloved admits with a shrug. He destroyed many people's lives. He and his father hid behind their titles as pastors and led deeper life communion to great deception. I'm so glad you helped Crusader see the truth. We talked about you all the time, Mom, and I know he loves you. I tried to stay and protect him, but that wasn't possible. As bad as it was there, I begged to stay, but Grandma would have none of it and sent me to her relatives in Comfort Cove. Enchanter's new family. Sighing, Purity continues. Almost immediately after you left, Dad married again and had twins, a boy named Charmer and a girl named Bewitched. I guess he's raising his son, Charmer, to take over for him one day. Eventually, they branded Crusader with the name Rebellious and forbade the other kids to have anything to do with him. I heard he ran away as soon as he was old enough. I looked for him but could never find him. Someone told me he took a job as a crew member on a merchant ship and sailed for the land of lost promises. I wish I could say I didn't love Dad after the way he treated me, but something in me always yearned for him to accept me. It was so hard watching him hug his other daughter, Bewitched. while he treated me as if I didn't exist. Family secret. I'm so sorry, Purity, to have your family abuse you so horribly. Fresh anger surges through Beloved's heart. I don't know how you survived. Sorrowfully, Beloved tells her, there's something else I want you to know now that you're old enough. Remember that terrible day I was driven out of the commune? How could I forget? I'd like you to know the truth about that day. Purity nods solemnly. Your father had a history of unfaithfulness, and I caught him with one of the young people from the church. When I tried to expose him, he and your grandfather had me kicked out. I tried to take you and Crusader with me, but they wouldn't let me. Just when I thought I was going to die in the wilderness, Amazing Grace rescued me and brought me to the tent of the Lord, where I was reunited with the Master Potter. If only I could have been there to protect you. Mom, you told us about Master Potter when I was a little girl. When you left, we talked to him. Sometimes it didn't seem like he was listening, but he's always been there in those darkest hours. At times I thought I didn't want to live, and he would come to me and bring such comfort and peace. Purity drops her head and stares at the floor. I did have a season that was really difficult. I got in trouble, but I always loved him. Beloved is overwhelmed as she hears of Master Potter's faithfulness to her daughter. The deep anguish of their lost years is released, and huge sobs rise up from the depths of their hearts. Beloved buries her face in Purity's shoulder. Laughing and crying together, they look again and again into each other's eyes, wondering if there will ever be enough time to make up for those lost years. Oh. You know, we can always have a fresh start. And this was a very dysfunctional family. And Beloved's eyes were open to that, and she paid a heavy price. And if two hearts are willing to forgive and to love and to bring out the full story of what went on, that can be a great healing. There are many parents that have to adopt out a child, and sometimes it's out of necessity or dire straits. And oftentimes the adopted child becomes so resentful. I would like to think that if I had been adopted out and found out about it, that I would want to seek out my birth mother and want to understand what happened and to know her, knowing that something must have happened for her to give me up, that she loved me that much. And maybe she couldn't provide for me, or, you know, whatever the reason. But people aren't forgiving so much. Thank goodness Purity didn't hold on to all the anger and believe the lies against her mom, because she has a wonderful mom. And now that they're getting to really know each other, they're finding that out. They really love each other. And through awful circumstances, they were separated. And we need to love people. We need to hear out their story if they are willing. My daughter and I went through some rough years, but we got through it. We cried, we laughed, we become great friends. We're best friends now. She takes such good care of me and loves me so much, and I love her so much. And there was a lot of give and take on both sides, but it can happen. Reconciliation can happen. You may have to put up with all the lies that they believe, and you may have to take the brunt of those lies directed at you that aren't true, and just hang in there. Love them in spite of it. Always be there, even when you know they might be using you. A long time, I know my daughter was just using me, and that was okay. She wasn't hurt, she was in pain. And once she started really getting to know me, things changed a great deal. And I'm so thankful, because I love her, the person that she's grown into be. She's got a loving, kind heart. She's a fierce mother for her children, a great wife to her husband. And things do work out. As I've told you before, I have an estranged son I haven't seen in over 15 years. Satan's got a hold on him. And he's believing the lies. And it's sad. It breaks my heart. But it doesn't make me non-functional. I cannot afford to roll up in a ball in the corner and let Satan have that win and destroy me in the process too. What I can do is lift my son up in prayer and ask for God to direct him to the truth, that his eyes may be opened. But, people have that free will. Sometimes they just don't want, I don't care. And you can give them the facts. Well, I don't care. What do you do with that? When somebody says they don't care if that's true or not. It's like, okay, where do I go from here? Sometimes we just have to shake our head and walk away, because that's a big sign of immaturity. And when somebody says, whatever, that's a sign of immaturity. That word should never be used. Because that's saying, whatever, I don't want to listen to this anymore. I don't care what you have to say, whatever. Or rolling your eyes. And like, wow. That's an insult to people, rolling your eyes. And we should always be open to listen. We should always hear people out, and then come to reason together. You may not always agree. You're going to have to agree to disagree on some things, but always be open to listen and have that intimacy. There's a movie called Avatar. I don't know if any of you watch that, but one of the things in there is, I see you. And that meant, I see you. I see past that smile. I see past those tears. I see deep inside you. I know you. I see you. I hear you. I love you. I'm here for you. Intimacy. All right, we're going to stop there. Next chapter is chapter 28, Watchman Returns, and Precarious Pass, and Garment of Praise. I might come on tomorrow. It might not be till Monday now, but I wanted to come on today since I missed yesterday. So it's really good that Beloved and her daughter are together. Now, Satan, in the meantime, is saying, we go after Purity and get her, that'll take Forsaken down. Do you think that would happen? What do you think of Forsaken so far, or Beloved so far now? She's not forsaken anymore, is she? She has the power of the Lord behind her. All right, you take care. You have a blessed day in the Lord, and I will probably be back on Monday, and we're going to continue on our journey in this wonderful book. Take care.